On August 7, 2026, the Department of Defense released a fifth tranche of declassified material under the effort publicly referred to as Pursue. 41 files, 16 videos, 3 images, 22 documents. The material is described as spanning 1947 to 2026. Nearly 8 decades of records in a single drop. Within hours, the clips were everywhere. An orb over the Middle East. A black sphere over the Pacific. A witness describing a black isosceles triangle with corner lights the size of cars and a low hum. And one file that traveled further than all of them combined. A report of an analog watch showing the wrong time. Here is what most coverage skipped. A file count is not an evidence count. Context matters. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office was stood up in July 2022 under the FY 2022 National Defense Authorization Act, consolidating a decade of scattered UAP reporting under one roof. Its current director is John Kozlowski, a former National Security Agency scientist. Separately, the FY 2024 NDAA incorporated a stripped-down portion of the UAP Disclosure Act, directing the creation of a UAP Records Collection at the National Archives and requiring agencies to transmit relevant records. The eminent-domain provision, the one that would have compelled recovery of alleged non-human materials, was removed before passage, so a tranche release sits downstream of a legal mandate. It is a records transfer process. It is not, by itself, an analytic conclusion. Take the 4 headline items in order, using only what has been publicly confirmed. 1. Infrared video of an orb-like object recorded over the Middle East, publicly described as an orb, not identified, not resolved. 2. Video of a black sphere over the Pacific. 3. A witness report describing a black isosceles triangle, with corner lights the witness compared in size to cars, accompanied by a low hum. That is a narrative account, a human description committed to a document. 4. A report describing a discrepancy on an analog watch, and that fourth file is where precision starts to matter enormously. The first of 3 questions. What sensor and platform metadata accompanied each video file? This is not pedantry. An infrared clip of a bright dot is analytically inert on its own. To estimate size, range, or speed, you need the platform, aircraft, drone, or ground system. You need the sensor, an AT-FLIR, a lightning pod, an MTSB turret, each behave differently. You need field of view setting, slant range, azimuth and elevation, line of sight rates, platform altitude, heading and airspeed, and a synchronized timestamp. Without those fields, glare artifacts look like structure and parallax looks like propulsion. To date, no comprehensive per-file metadata package for Tranche 5's 16 videos has been publicly detailed. The analog watch file became the story. Headlines framed it as evidence of time distortion. But the source document characterizes it as a witness account, not a government-authenticated finding. That distinction is the whole ballgame. A witness account records what a person reported observing. An authenticated finding means an institution examined the claim, tested alternatives, and stood behind a conclusion. Those are different epistemic objects, and collapsing them is how disclosure coverage loses credibility. An analog movement can desynchronize for mundane mechanical reasons. The document, as characterized, does not assert a cause. Neither should anyone summarizing it. What was released is a report of a discrepancy. Nothing in the public record elevates it beyond that. Second question: what classification basis still withholds the remaining files? Under Executive Order 13526, information stays classified only if it falls within specific categories, Section 1.4a covers military plans and weapon systems. 1.4c covers intelligence activities, sources, methods, and cryptology. 1.4g covers vulnerabilities of systems and installations. On the FOIA side, exemption B.1 protects properly classified material, and B.3 withholds under other statutes, commonly 10 U.S.C. Paragraph 424, shielding organizational details of certain defense intelligence agencies, and 50 U.S.C. Paragraph 3024I. 1. Protecting intelligence sources and methods. The operational point, most withholding here, likely protects sensor capability, not phenomenon, which is precisely why per-file exemption citations matter and why their absence is the story. Third question. How does Tranche 5 compare, in evidentiary terms, to the 4 earlier releases, May 8th, May 22nd, June 12th, and July 10th, 2026? An honest answer requires resisting the easy one. Comparison demands consistent criteria. Does each file carry metadata, chain of custody, a stated resolution status, and a cited exemption basis for what was cut? On the public record, those criteria are not uniformly documented across any of the 5 tranches, so the defensible statement is narrow. Tranche 5 is the largest by file count released to date. Whether it is the strongest evidentiarily is not established, and volume is not weight. Set the tranche against AARO's reporting and observe the discipline the numbers require. AARO's reporting for fiscal year 2025 accounted for 319 UAP reports. Separately, and this is a distinct count measuring a different thing, the office documented 50 unmanned aircraft system notifications near nuclear sites in FY 2025, up from 18 the previous year. Those figures cannot be added. The 50 are not a subset of the 319. They come from different reporting populations, and conflating them has produced some of the most widely repeated errors in this field. Note also the terminology. Notifications, not incursions. The looser word is an error. So where does Tranche 5 leave us? With 16 videos, whose provenance is largely undescribed, 3 images, 22 documents, and 1 widely misreported witness account. That is not nothing. A record entering the public domain is a real outcome, and the 1947 material has historical value regardless of resolution. But the release format is doing the work that analysis should. What would change the picture is unglamorous. Per-file sensor and platform metadata, stated resolution status, and cited exemption authority for every redaction. Until then, the correct posture is patience. Read what the documents say, not what the headlines wish they said.